Hi pawb, sut ydych chi? How are you all? Today we're going to be doing a little bit of counting, but we're going to be counting in groups. Now this is mainly for my older children in class. I'm just going to find something white to put underneath my buttons, because one of the skills they have to do is to group items to make them easier to count. So here we go now. I'm going to start with a smaller pile of buttons. And what they mean by grouping items is we know how to count in fives and tens. Shall we warm our brains up first by counting in twos? Barod, count with me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We can go higher if we want to. Should we go from 20 to 40? 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Now then, we can also count in fives. Shall we count up to 50 in fives? Barod? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then we can count to 100 in tens. Barod? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And did you hear that I was making a real effort to say 50, 60? Because sometimes we get them a little bit mixed up with those T numbers, isn't it? So 6T is 6 lots of 10. Right. So here we go. I've got a pile of buttons. Now, obviously, I could put them in a line if I wanted to, but I'm going to show you another little trick. And I'm going to put them with partners. I'm going to share them into groups of 2. Because sometimes, especially when we're counting big groups of numbers, it's quite a long process counting in ones. So we're going to count these in twos. But look, this one hasn't got a partner, so we're going to have to count him in ones. Barod? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 12 and one more, 12, 13, 13. Now, it's quicker to count in groups of 2 than to count them in one long line. So I'm going to add some more in now. And once again, I'm going to split them into twos. Barod? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and one more, 21. Now, did you see when I was counting them in twos, I was taking 2 at a time. I was touching 2 at a time, because then you know you've counted them. And then once I put them in a bit of a straighter line, it's much easier then to check as well, isn't it? Because the other thing we've been doing is estimating. Can you remember what an estimate is? Can you remember? It's making a sensible guess, isn't it? So I'm going to estimate how many buttons I've just picked up in my hand. Now, I know we've done this in class. I think, oh, I've dropped one. I think I've got about 10. So I'm going to put them down now. And I'm going to once again group them into twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mrs. Richards never, ever estimated accurately like that. So I'm going to try it again now. I'm going to pick up another handful and I'm going to do an estimate again. I'm going to guess, a sensible guess. I'm not going to think I've got 5 million buttons in my hand, because that isn't a sensible guess, is it? So I'm going to have a quick look. I think there's 8. Okay. I'm going to put them there. I'm going to put them in groups of 2 again. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, and one left over. 8, 9. So what I want you to practice today, first we could do some estimating. You could do it with Lego bricks. You could do it with marbles. If the items are bigger, how do you think you're going to fit more or less in your hand? That's one thing you could try out. And we're going to do this counting in groups. So you could group them into twos, you could group them into fives if you wanted to, I'll do that now. Right, I'm going to see now if I can put all of these into groups of 5. I tend to do it like this if I'm counting pennies, because I save all my pennies in a piggy bank, I should say, not a piggyback, and oh, those two are stuck together. Then I take them to the bank when I've collected quite a lot. And instead of counting them one at a time, I tend to put them into groups of either 10 or 20 sometimes to make it easier to count. Right, here we go. Look, I'm putting them all into little groups of 5. And even though it takes a bit of time to set them out, it's much quicker for counting. Wow, look at that. I even had I even managed to put them all into groups of 5. Barod, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So on that table there are 45 buttons. Now that would have taken me a long... Oh, look, I've made a Christmas tree. That would have taken a long time if I was counting in ones. So your challenge is to try counting things in groups of 2, in groups of 5, or in groups of 10. If you do some fabulous counting and Mammy and Daddy could video you, you could upload it to our Seesaw group and you could show me then. I can't wait to see what you get up to. Hwyl fawr ffrindiau!